found that it was only a 30-minute train ride from Madrid to Toledo, so we jumped on the train. We got into Toledo around 8:30 and was amazed by this train station, which has a lot of the Moorish influence on it. This train station looked more like a cathedral than a train station. So we hired a taxi and headed to Toledo, which is at the top of the mountain. We walked around and saw a lot of old buildings. I think Toledo is known for its swords and knives. There was plenty of them around. From 542 to 724, it was the capital of the ancient Visigothic kingdom. A lot of narrow streets in Toledo. Toledo is known as the city of three cultures for the cultural influence of Christians, Muslims, and Jews reflected in its history. The cathedral was built with limestones from quarries near Toledo. In 1493, the vaults of the central nave were finished during the time of the Catholic monarchs. During the persecution of the Jews in the late 15th and early 19th centuries, members of the Jewish community of Toledo produced texts on their long history in Toledo. The Cathedral of Toledo is one of three 13th century High Gothic cathedrals in Spain. The construction of the cathedral began in 1226 under the rule of Ferdinand III. We continued walking down the narrow streets. On May 25, 1085, Alfonso VI of Castile took Toledo and established direct personal control of the Moorish city. As of 2015, the seat had a population of 83,226. Under the Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Toledo, multiple persecutions in 633, 653, 693, and stake burnings of the Jews occurred. Finally, we stopped at a local restaurant for lunch, and guess what we had? Paella and wine. Time for a short break. Hey, look, I found some churros again. This turned out to be an easy day. Not a whole lot of people, not a whole lot of tourists. The constructors intended to cover all the sacred space of the former city mosque with a cathedral. Can you figure out what this is? It's a mailbox. Didn't we see these two walking down the street earlier? Here's the town square, and it was pretty busy. Here's another building with a Moorish influence. This is a city with a lot of ancient history. We continued walking through the narrow streets. The origin of the Toledo sword comes from the most ancient Spanish custom. More than 2,000 years ago, in the 5th century, the Toledo blacksmiths were making some of the best swords. This was a very nice city. I would definitely come back here. Our train back to Madrid is here. Goodbye, Toledo.